My granddad was a builder, so he taught me how to knock in nails properly, how to hold a hammer, how to saw properly. He used to take me out on little jobs with him. I can remember going out pointing walls with him and building walls when I was young, which actually when I was 19, I went to Salford Tech and did bricklaying, City and Guilds, and I was the first woman to ever do the bricklaying course at Salford Tech and pass it, which I'm sure must have been the influence of my granddad when I was younger. Well, I was brought up in quite a political household, although strangely enough my parents probably wouldn't have said they were political people. But it's that working class politics really, which are not about reading, it's not about studying about indifference. You're living indifference and you're experiencing it every day. And one of the really distinct memories I have is about voting. And I remember it was a local elections, and my mum would come. My dad was home, and my mum would come home from cleaning. She was always out doing cleaning jobs, and she was absolutely worn out, really tired. And she sat down, and my dad said, "Right, come on, we're going to go and vote." And it was at our school. It was like a quarter of an hour away. And my mum said, "Oh, Graham, I'm too tired. You go." And it's the only time I've seen me dad be anything like dominant with my mum at all. And he literally lifted her up out the chair, put a coat on her, and I remember him distinctly saying, "Women have died for you to vote, Ivy. You're coming to vote, I don't care how tired you are," and dragged my mother up the street and made her vote. What I grew up with was some very clear values on how to live your life, which are very socialist values, but they were never presented in that way. So I was told absolutely explicitly by my dad that you have to be honest, you have to be brave, you have to stick up for people who can't stick up for themselves, and you have to try and do the right thing. I also have another very distinct memory of starting secondary school. And my dad saying to me in the summer, "Now listen, you're going to go to secondary school and you're going to meet different people with different ideas. You're going to meet kids that you've not seen before, and you're going to have more teachers. And if you don't agree with things that the teachers are telling you, you have to stand up and say that, and you have to be brave and say, I don't think that's right. And if they tell you off and have a go at you for sticking up for what you think is right, leave, walk out of school and come home. And I'll go in and sort them out." That's a wonderful thing that my dad passed on to me and my sister. Doesn't matter if you're out on a limb, you have to do the right thing and you have to be brave. And it's a fantastic lesson to have been taught.